Aloha! Welcome back to the Anxiety Coaches Podcast. I'm your host and coach, Gina Ryan, and I'm so happy to be with you again today as we consider the many ways to bring your mind and body back to its natural peace and calm. In today's episode, I'm talking about clutter and our calm and how they go together and how it is safe to let go. I wanted to start with some wise words here from Eckhart Tolle. I love this. He said, "Sometimes letting things go is an act of far greater power than defending or hanging on." And one thing that is very clear, when anxious people are defending, it is often a signal to their mind and body that they are in danger. When people are more on an even keel, defending can just be defending. But when you are way down the wormhole or circling the wormhole, defending can feel like danger. So we often don't do well to be hanging out in defense a lot. So let's look at some of letting go of things and how it can be a power. Letting go is actually not weakness, it's wisdom. It takes presence and courage and trust to be able to release what no longer serves your peace, whether that's an object or whether that is a relationship. And if it's an object, is it something that carries the weight of the past, or a relationship that no longer just aligns with you? You are allowed to choose what supports your nervous system now, in the here and now. So let this be your reminder. You are not obligated to carry what exhausts your soul. Peter Walsh said, "Clutter is not just the stuff on your floor. It's anything that stands between you and the life you want to be living." I love that. Now, I'm bringing all this up because I am in the middle of a big, deep decluttering and sifting and sorting, and I said, I have to talk about this on the show because clutter can come up to us in so many different ways. Clutter can look like a messy desk, but it can also look like an overloaded calendar, a draining habit, or a pattern of self-doubt. Today, you're invited to pause and gently notice what's standing in the way. No judgment, just getting some clarity. What if you released even one thing? What might you have space for instead? Now, I talked about space in the last couple of episodes where we were talking about boredom and space and stillness. And so I hope that you are getting a little taste of how luscious space can feel. Thich Nhat Hanh said, "Letting go gives us freedom, and freedom is the only condition for happiness." That's very interesting. He believed that freedom is the only condition for happiness, and letting go gives us freedom. So often we think peace comes from having more, or doing or getting more, from adding in one more fix, one more item, one more to do. But maybe, just maybe, peace is hiding in the letting go. Again, going back to the last couple episodes, maybe it's hiding in the boredom, in the space, in loosening our grip, in trusting that we don't need to hold so tightly. Each breath out is a chance to release, and each release is a quiet return to freedom. I am so glad that we can talk about this here, because it's something that touches every part of our lives. Clutter. And it's not just the piles on the counter or the closet that you have been avoiding, but the emotional clutter. The people, the places, relationships, our routines, all these things that we have outgrown, but maybe we still carry with us. This is what I am seeing as I am going through closets and drawers, and things I didn't even know I had, but I am still carrying them around. It might surprise you to know just how connected our outer and inner worlds really are. The state of our physical space can reflect our inner landscape and also shape it. When our surroundings feel chaotic or crowded or overwhelming, it often mirrors what's happening in our nervous system. And for those of us managing anxiety, and the clutter, both visible and invisible, can quietly keep you in a loop of tension and stress. I wanted to explore how clutter affects us emotionally, psychologically, and even physically. I wanted to talk about why letting go is so hard, how it can be healing, and what it might look like to release what no longer serves you with kindness and calm. So, whether you're thinking about clearing out a drawer, creating firmer boundaries, or stepping away from an old role or relationship, I want you to know you are not alone in the discomfort of letting go. And you're not wrong for wanting more peace. So, how can we begin to clear space inside and out so that we can breathe easier again? Let's take a look at the body here. Let's take a moment to come home to the body. So if it's safe for you, gently lower your gaze and close your eyes. If it's not safe to do that because you're driving or out in public, please come back to this again when you can do this more comfortably. For now, just listen along. Take a slow, steady breath in through your nose. That's why our nose is there, to be breathed through. And even slower exhale, again through your nose if you can. And let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw loosen. And if you're holding tension anywhere in your body, see if you can give it just a little more softness, just a little more. You don't have to fix anything right now. You're just arriving home. You're here, and that's enough. Now let's talk about why clutter feeds anxiety and why letting go can feel both terrifying and freeing at the same time. You know, clutter isn't just an inconvenience. For a nervous system already on high alert, clutter can be quite a source of daily stress. Every time we see a messy pile, a crowded corner, or even an inbox full of unread messages, it sends a signal to the brain. There's more to do. You're not done yet. This kind of constant visual noise can create low-level hums of anxiety. We may not even be aware of it. It taxes our ability to focus, triggers feelings of overwhelm, and contributes to what's known as decision fatigue. That mental exhaustion we feel from having to constantly choose, evaluate, or navigate around stuff. And it's not just about objects. Emotional clutter works the same way. Unresolved conflicts, unspoken boundaries, unfinished grief, all of it takes up space in our mental and emotional landscape. And our nervous system doesn't necessarily distinguish between the stress of a cluttered countertop and the stress of a cluttered relationship. It just reacts. So if you've ever walked into a room and instantly felt your chest tighten, or opened your phone and felt like you were already behind, you're not imagining it. Clutter activates your stress response. It says, there's something wrong. You're not safe yet. You have to fix this. And for those of us who have lived with anxiety at some point in our life or working on it now, that's already the baseline that we're trying to lower. But here's the hopeful part. Even small amounts of clearing can offer a powerful sense of relief. a clean corner, a released expectation, a single drawer reorganized. Each one gives your nervous system a tiny taste of completion, of order, and of rest. It's not about being minimalist. It's about being able to exhale. And I can tell you firsthand, each little piece that gets cleared out, each bag of trash that gets taken out, or box of items to be donated, it feels like a huge accomplishment and a sense of peace, a completion that there's order and I can rest. I'm right here with you guys. Letting go is often framed as something harsh, like cutting ties or decluttering quickly, starting fresh with no looking back. But the truth is, letting go is deeply compassionate and it's a healing practice. It's not about rejection, it's about release. It's not about loss, but about alignment. Sometimes we hold on to things, people, or roles because they once brought us comfort, identity, or even survival. An object might represent a version of you that once needed safety. A relationship might reflect an older version of your worth. A routine might have helped you feel in control when things were falling apart. So when it comes time to let go, it's normal to feel conflicted. We may feel guilt. What if I'm being ungrateful? Or fear? What if I need this later? Or grief? What does it say about me if I no longer fit here? But what if letting go wasn't a rejection of the past? What if it was a gesture of respect for the present? Letting go can be an act of nervous system care. It says, I no longer need to carry this to feel okay. I trust that who I'm becoming can be supported by less. You don't have to do it all at once. Sometimes healing looks like one cleared shelf, one honest conversation, one unspoken obligation gently set down. And the more we release, bit by bit, the more space we make for what feels light, clear, and aligned with the version of us that is here in the present right now. Letting go sounds simple on paper or on a podcast, but in practice, it's layered, it's emotional, it's tender. That's because most of what we hold on to isn't about the thing itself. It's about the story that it carries. That coat in the closet, maybe it belonged to a different chapter in your life. That relationship you're unsure about, maybe it once made you feel seen. That commitment you're afraid to drop, maybe it's tied to your sense of worth or responsibility. When we try to let go, we don't just face the object or the person, we face the meaning that we've attached to it. And that's where the emotions like guilt and grief and fear and even shame begin to show up. Guilt says, letting go means I'm being selfish or wasteful. Grief says, if I release this, I have to feel the loss. Fear says, what if I need this later? What if I never find something as good again? And shame whispers, if I let this go, who am I without it? These voices are normal, and they're trying to protect you, but we don't need to let them run the show. Instead, we can meet them with some curiosity, some gentle curiosity, like, what am I afraid will happen if I release this? Or, is this still helping me or just familiar? And finally, what might I gain, not lose, by letting go? Letting go doesn't mean you didn't care. It means you're allowed to evolve. And sometimes caring for yourself in the present means releasing something that fit a former version of you. It's okay if it takes time. It's okay if it stirs up emotion. I've had lots of emotions stirred up with all this decluttering. And it's more than okay to do it with kindness. Do it gently. Be kind to yourself. It's going to take some time, and you're going to feel it as you move through it. I'm so glad that you joined me today as we explored how clutter, both physical and emotional, can feed our anxiety and why letting go is a courageous healing act. Remember, letting go isn't about loss. It's about creating space for calm, clarity, and your true self to emerge. If you're feeling ready to try to notice one small thing you might gently release this week, if you feel ready, give it a try. And in the next episode, we'll dive into simple, practical ways to start letting go, tools that you can use every day to clear space inside and out, set healthy boundaries, and reclaim your peace. I look forward to continuing this journey with you. Until then, remember to be gentle with yourself. And now for today's quote. Clutter is not just the stuff on your floor. It's anything that stands between you and the life you want to be living. And that's from Peter Walsh. I'll be back in a few more days with another podcast. Until then, be well and aloha.